And I want to read this to you for everybody who's been watching the wind in your life, worrying about uncertain situations that you cannot control. I'm not talking about those of you that are trying to make a plan to pay off your debt. That's good. That's not a lack of faith. That's a presence of wisdom. But watching the wind is trying to calculate something that you can't control. You are worried your kid is going to end up dropping out of school and they are 3 months old and they don't like baby Einstein enough yet. And you are worried that they won't get into Harvard. You watching the wind, trying to figure out stuff that's in the future. Now watch this. This is so weird because it says immediately after Jesus blessed all the multitudes and the crowds at a bad time, he made them go into the boat, 22, and go on ahead of him to the other side while he dismissed the crowd. So at some point during his instructions, he told them, I will meet you on the other side. He gave them his word. He gave them his word. I will see you on the other side. He gave them his word. Touch somebody next to you and say, he gave you his word. No, I need you to help me preach this, not look at me with a little church face. Tell him, he gave you his word. But the challenge is not believing that you will see him on the other side. Is how long is it going to be before I get there? He gave me his word that he would never leave me nor forsake me. He gave me his word. In this corner, weighing in at unlimited pounds, hailing from eternity, made flesh by the will of the Father to redeem humanity, is the living, breathing Logos Word of God, Jesus Christ. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and all things were made by him and for him, for he was with God in the beginning. He gave me his word. After he had dismissed them, he went up on a mountainside by himself to pray. And when evening came, he was there alone, but the boat was already a considerable distance from land, buffeted by the waves, because why? The wind was against it. And his opponent, raging on the storm-tossed sea, the wind. And we came to church really today to find out which one's going to win. The calling that God put on your life or the circumstances that contradict it. Your faith or your fear. The wind versus the word. The challenger. You ever watch MMA? Sometimes I like to preach the word and then watch people beat each other half to death on Saturday nights. It's a recovery method. It's kind of my own spiritual cryotherapy. But the challenger. And then you got the undefeated, undisputed heavyweight champion. Anyway, I'm going to get back to the text. Because it said the wind was against the boat. And the boat did not represent disobedience like it did for Jonah, who was going away from God. They were going into their assignment, which led them into a storm, which meant that they had to keep moving forward against the wind. Now, if you watch the wind, you'll never set out. If they would have had a Weather Channel app, they would have never gotten in the boat. Sometimes we know too much. Sometimes we overthink things. Who's this message for? If you're a chronic overthinker, you are a wind watcher. Well, I might get a flat tire. They've been doing a lot of construction. I don't know if I should take this job or not. So, during verse 25, the fourth watch, the Romans divided it up into 4 quarters, all right? 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., 4 watches, 3 hours each. 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., first watch, 9 p.m. to midnight, second watch, midnight to 3 a.m., third watch. And when does Jesus show up? I mean, this dude, is that disrespectful to call him that? He was fully God and fully man. And he shows up, not the first watch of the night, second watch, third watch,